Right. So then, good evening, everyone. So, this is our second day in our O-level seminar series. So then, the previous day we had some obstacles, but I think today it will be fine. Again, the previous session we were completely talking about the spreadsheet part. So today my plan is to cover the database part. If the time permits, we'll go beyond that as well. Again, I know that everyone in the O-level syllabus, O-level exam, you all are willing to take these questions. That means spreadsheet, Excel question as well as access question or the database question. Since they are from grade 10, hopefully easy, and you can score the full marks in it. So I'll again rush through the contents of our database theories, especially focusing on to your grade 10 and O-level contents. Right. So in this case, first I have shared these materials in the YouTube link, and also I have shared already them in our common WhatsApp group. So people who are there in the WhatsApp group can get it. I said you to get it and printed, then that would be comfortable for you to attend on these live activities. Right. Then I think I may get the reply from you. You all can hear me well as you can see me. So while the things are going on, you may respond me. That's also another expectation. Right. Now here the database part. Now I am not going to go for very primitive things. Now you are not in grade 10, grade 11. You know things, so we have to revise the things only. Right. So in our databases, so we have some keywords to be covered. Right. So then those keywords are right. One particular keyword is table. We call that as relation even. Then column, that means attribute or field. Even another keyword, row, tuple, primary key. So we have to have a clear idea on them. That's the first effort in my side. So we'll explain what these keywords in detail. Right. So we have the definitions as well before that. When you go to a table, right. So when you go for a table, right. I'll go to the next slide. That is quite easy for me to explain. Now this. So I extracted this from your O-level grade 10 book. The data, still we know that database is a collection of ordered data. That's the idea, right? Right. So then simply the way to define database, once you go for the keyword database, that is defined as ordered, or else we can use the word organized. Ordered or organized collection of data. Right. So here we have the term ordered or organized collection of data. So you all know what data are, raw facts. Simply the value 70, keyword candy, even cat. So these are raw values. Commonly we are going to call them as data. That's fine. Then these data, a collection of such data are kept in an organized manner, well organized manner. If you have to keep them in organized manner, definitely we need to manage them in tables. Rather than writing them in paragraph, rather than writing them in sentences, keeping them in tables. So that's why databases are maintaining with tables to maintain our data organized manner. That's the reason. Right. Then whenever we are going for this data tables, this is one such data table. Now, he is having details recording about people. We'll just say that this is a database somewhere like this is about the table like student. This is a student table. So that within the student table, details about students are going to be maintained. So this is admission number, name, date of birth, gender and the telephone. So we can insert any number of student details along with the rows. Now with respect to this table, we are going to go for some keywords. One such keyword is going to be field. Right. So simply field is called as a column available in a table. In this case, we have a column called as admission number. That's a field. Even name, even date of birth, gender, they are called as fields. Right. Now it's fine. So any column is called as a field. The other keyword here is record. Also, this is told as tuple. Record in the sense a complete row of data. Now here, record means this is a keyword, complete row of data. Here we have the word row, complete row with data is called as a record. So in that point of view, so then in your school book, even it has been highlighted. So this is going to be a complete row of data. So we call them as a record. Also we can call this as tuple, another nice word. Both are the same. Tuple or record are full row of data. Then the columns are called as fields. Also we have another word for fields called as attributes. Right. And then this is the table called as student table. We call the whole table as another word relation, not relationship, relation. Relation refers to a data table. Now there are three keywords covered: field, tuple and field and the relation of the table. Right. Then among them, now if I am to scroll above, right. So if I please, all right. Okay. So then all right. Okay. Now if I am going to go for the definitions we had here, now you can remember that those keywords were there. A column, right? So then here column or else an attribute, also called as field, a named property of an entity or example. So simply it's called as a column. I told you, we explained that. Then the next one, row, is called as a tuple, which is also called as a record. And then I said about the table, the collection of records, the collection of rows are making a table. You can remember. Then the other one is primary key. Still you people know. The definition here is primary key is a column. That means a field to identify rows uniquely. Row in the sense tuple. Alright. Now if I am to go through the data table, what we had here, this one. Right. Now in this case, we are going to go for the columns, admission number, name, even date of birth, telephone and everything. They are columns or fields. Among the columns, we are going to go for another column called as primary key. So here the primary key would be what? A column in the table. Here primary key is, there are columns, one special column which is used to identify records uniquely. Now my warning here is, according to your O-level syllabus, rather than thinking in a technical manner, it's worth if you try to understand these data in your common sense. The thing is, you are going to have a brief idea, not detailed version. Therefore, just briefly understand. Here we have 3 rows, 3 records. Each record is presenting details about student. And there are 3 students recorded here. Each row, each record is representing each student. First student, second student, third student. First student is Kavindu, then Meena Devi, then whatever the Malikar. There are 3 people. Each record is dedicating for each child. Now, primary key is a column. Primary key is a column or a combination of columns. We will forget that combination. It's a column which is used to identify records. In this case, each record describes what? Each record is representing a student, right? Each record, that means to a column to identify records, that means student uniquely. So then that is what the primary key is. It's a column which is used to identify the records uniquely. So records are representing students at this moment. Now most of the O-level children are identifying primary key as a column where it does not have duplicates. That's the way you recognize primary key. No. The idea of the primary key is to identify records uniquely. Be clear. Primary key is used to identify the records uniquely. That's the definition. And in order to identify them uniquely, definitely this has to be unique. No duplicates are allowed. Right? So then that's the background. We'll go for some examples and thorough this. For the moment, name is used to identify students. Name is traditionally in our day-to-day life, we identify students from the name. But there are chances of getting it duplicated. You know that name. Then date of birth still can be duplicated. Normally from the date of birth, we don't recognize students' name. Even from the gender, do we recognize students? Telephone number? No. The possible columns are name or admission number. Since the name can be duplicated, admission number is selected as a primary key. That's an idea. So remember the definition, primary key is a column to identify records uniquely. Right. Then we are moving into the next example here. Right. Now this is another complete relational database. There we have a table, another table. So then this is still extracted from your O-level book. These are the tables, right? This has one table, another table. Then here we have records. Tuples. So this is recording student number, book number, borrowed date, return date. Recording details about the borrowing, returning, whatever thing. This is having details about student number, name, date of birth, date of admission likewise. Then I am asking, in this table we have fields. Just let me know some fields of the first table. The fields of this table. Give me the answers. Yes. So name is a field. Further, student number is a field. Date of birth is one other field. So there are fields. Then what are tuples? How many tuples are there in the first table? 2. That is Manoj. Other one is Firosa. There are 2. Then what can be selected as a primary key of this table? Name, not possible. Date of birth, date of admission. This is the student number. And what is it? Student number is going to be. Then if I go to the second table, what is going to be the primary key? That is having student number, book number, borrowed date, return date. What is the primary key then? Can I maintain student number here? If I use student number, you find that 101 and 101 are duplicating. If so, this is not recognizing students uniquely. Now what happens? this is not suitable to be recognizing records uniquely. If so, what I do is I am going to go for book number as well. I'll explain further. Then this student borrowing this book. Same student is borrowing 111 another book. If I consider both of them, not only one, not only student number, not only book number, I am considering the couple, both. Student number 101, book number 222. The couple won't get duplicated here. Student number is repeating, but another book. This student has borrowed 22 book, he has borrowed 11 book again. So then they are maintaining the uniqueness considering both the columns, right? So then now the primary key of the second table is not only the student number, there we have to go for two. One is student number as well as book number. So both are going to be the primary key of this table, right? So we normally underline the primary keys in the table to highlight them. That's another example. Right. Then we'll go further. Right. This is another general idea. Normally, when we go for a data table, in a data table we have fields. Right. So as a field, right. Then now these are fields, then records, then table and the relational database. That is the connectivity of the database, fields and everything. Right. Just explain this. Whenever I go to a data table, so I'll go to sample data table like say that again student, right. There I am going to maintain student index number. After that student name, then date of birth, right. Then along with this data table, what is the smallest item, smallest element among the keywords I said you? Fields, the table, the records, the what is the smallest thing? Until I fill this 111, student name Nimal, date of birth 2000, say that 2000, first of first, then 222, Kamal, 2010, 2 of 2. Hari. Among the keywords I said, what is the smallest element here? Smallest one is the field. Field, index number of a student is the smallest, one data item. Then when you go for a certain row, here we have a field, here we have a field, here we have a field. So then there are 3 fields of the last row. So they are fields. Then those fields are collectively considered. Those fields are jointly considered. That means I consider this entire row. What is entire row called as? Record. Now, record can be told as a collection of fields. Field is the smallest item in a data table. Fields are there. Then once they are combined, field 1, field 1, field 2, field 3, once they are combined, it makes a record. It makes a record. Then likewise, if we have multiple records to be going on, this is one record, this is another record, this is some other record. Likewise, there are many more records combined together. Collection of records is making the full table. Then collection of records is going to be the table. And now set of tables are making the database. that is an association which can be there into your MCQs. Right? Hope that you are clear. Now, if I am to revise this, smallest is field, right? You understand that field, one single data item. Field is a column or a single data item. Single data item, right? Then collection of fields. These fields are collectively called as a record. Then record is a full row. Collection of records will make the full table. All the tables will make the full database. Now I think you will are confident. Right? So then that's what summarized here. If I am to go further, simply we can write it as collection of fields is making record, right? Then the collection of records are making the table, right? Then the collection of tables are making the database. So this is the association among the records, fields, tables and the database, right? Then that's also fine. Another revision what you need to know, right? Then further, right? Now along with the primary key, still we have some more discussions. Student table, right? There are student name, student age, student ID is there, this student ID. And now we understand that names may get duplicated, means Steve, but student ID is given by the school itself. Once they are admitting, a certain registration number is given, that's called a school ID. It will never get duplicated. And now primary key is practically used as the student number, student ID in that manner. So then that's unique, and practically student number is identifying students name. In your exams, you write your number. That is to identify who you are, practical. But telephone number is not used to identify students name, right? Then these are unique values. Simply we can mention them as no duplicates, right? We don't have duplicates to maintain. Perfect, fine. Then here primary key, a column. Now I have used the word columns. I'll explain that further. A column or columns to identify each row, that means each record uniquely. So remember this definition. That is what you must use in your exam papers to define what primary key is. Fine. Then we are going further. Right. Now give me the primary key for this table. That's your work. Help me. This is employee ID, NIC, last name, first name, date of appointment. Not about students. This is somewhere like employees. This may be about employees. And what can be the primary key? Each record recognizes employees. This table is employee. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 employees are mentioned. There are 4 employees. Clear? Then I am asking what can be the column or columns to identify employees uniquely. What is it? Yes, you may say employee ID. Say that when I am getting a job, who will give me the employee ID? The company, employer. They will say, oh, you are the person, so this is your employee ID. Whenever another one comes, another employee ID will be given. That's fine. Then this is a value assigned by the company to all their employees. Will there be duplicates? No. That's also unique, identifying the employees uniquely. So this is suitable for the primary key. Parallel to that, this table maintains another column called as NIC. We all know about NIC, that is National Line Card Number, that is given by the government. So, are there duplicate NICs for each and every person? My NIC can be duplicated with someone else? No. Is NIC is still suitable to identify employees, people uniquely? That is country-wise unique. Employee ID is unique for the company itself. What is the primary key for this table? Considering both of them or one of them? I need your answer. Both or one of them should be the answer. The primary key. One of them. Right? No need to use both. Why? Both are independently unique. NIC is unique on its own. It doesn't need any other column. Employee ID is independently unique. No need to get the help of someone else. This is even if you don't have NIC, say that no NIC is there. In the table, no NIC. If so, can I maintain employee ID as a primary key? No, you can. Say that in this table, no employee ID is given. No employee ID. Can't you use NIC as a primary key? Still possible. There are two suitable columns to pick up as a primary key. Among them, you must select one. Then the most appropriate one to select as a primary key is the employee ID. The thing is, employee ID is given by the company itself. It's given by the company for their company activities. Just like your school, you people have an NIC. But in your school, will you use the NIC for your recognition or the registration number? Registration number, why? School assigns a reg number according to their policies. That's shape. Unlike using the NIC, lengthy one. NIC is lengthy, so reg number is not like that. So likewise, this is the company. So according to the company, it is comfortable for them to use employee ID rather than the NIC. So then this can be the primary key. So this NIC column, it's a normal column then, like the others in this event. We don't need to give any specific characteristics for the NIC. But if you want, you can maintain that as primary key. Then employee ID is not going to be the primary key. But better to go for employee ID. Now I think you are clear. This is just a revision thing or highlighting whatever quite areas that are not compatible with you. Right, now we are going to go for another keyword. Now this is still there in your book, you should know this, called as composite key. Right? Composite key means here is a special version of the primary key. Composite key means a primary key but special primary key. What is the speciality? Here we have composite. English, what is composition? English word? Composition. Composition of, made up of, combine of. Composite key means it's a primary key. It's a primary key, special primary key. What is the speciality? Is combined with many columns. Earlier we went with independent columns. NIC alone, unique. Employee ID alone, fine. Now it's not like that. Individual column can't maintain the uniqueness. Here, student. Here we have the student name given. Now forget about the others. From the name, we will recognize students. That's fair. Kamal, Bimal, Jagat. Kamal again. Nimal, Jagat again. Are they the same person or different person? This Kamal is grade 10, this Kamal is grade 9. They are two different people. Now, is name suitable to be used to recognize students? This table may be for the whole school. Grade 10 people are there, grade 9 people are there, all are there. Name is not suitable for the primary key. There are chances of duplicating it. Then the grade. Practically with the grade, will you recognize students? I am asking a grade 10 child, and are we calling specific child like that? If I say grade 10 child, many more people will come. I don't talk to one person. With the name, it's possible, right? Nimal come. Then he will be there. But if there are two Nimals, both will be there. That's a problem here. Then grade is not that practical to define to identify the students. Number of family members. With family members, will you call students? Me ara pawule 4 denek inna lamaya indako. Are we calling like that? The child who has 4 members in the family. Then the city, the person who is in Kandy, come here. Then Kandy, there will be 5 people. Now, name is not suitable. Any other columns are not suitable. Now, what is the story? Then we have to consider not only one column, more than one column to maintain the uniqueness. Now, I think you are clear, right? So, earlier, I'll go back to the previous event here. Without the help of any other column, I could use employee ID. That one column is suitable for the primary. Even I can use the NIC as a primary key. No issue, they are strong enough. Each column is strong enough to the uniqueness. Now, the event is each column is not strong enough to maintain the uniqueness. So that I am going to go for the composite key. It's a composition combined with many columns. Now, more than one column has to be considered. Then my plan is name, practically a unique name. Name and the grade, I am going to consider both of them. Will that be fine? Now, I am going to consider name and grade both. Then I am recognizing students considering both the columns. I am asking grade 10 Kamal, come here. Grade 10 Kamal, both will be considered. Will that be duplicated in the table? Grade 10 Kamal, this is grade 9 Kamal. No. Then further, Jagat, grade 10 Jagat, this is grade 9 Jagat. Then fine neither. But still you may argue that I think in grade 9 there can be another Jagat. Fine. But according to the given data set, one column is not suitable, but considering name and grade both, it's fair to recognize students which is not going to get duplicated. That is practical to recognize students as well. Grade 10 Kamal, come here. That's practical. Right? So then therefore, now the primary key of this table is not one column, both, that is going to be name as well as the grade, both are going to be treated as the primary key of this table. So then such an event is called as composite key. Composite key is a primary key with more than one column. It's a primary key of a table consisting of more than one column in it. Hope that now you are clear. Then when you go for this table, order table, right? There are customer ID. You can't see this name. I'll write it. This is customer ID. This is going to be product ID. Product ID. This is the order quantity. This is regarding some shopping event. Customer ID. Now come to the practical world, Pute. If I consider customer ID alone, what can it recognize? Customer ID. Common sense. Will customer ID recognize vehicles, cities, or customers? Customers will be recognized. And a customer ID will define who the customer is. Then product ID. Product ID will define the product, just like sunlight, even Lux, shampoo, whatever the product will be defined by the product ID. This is the order quantity. Now it says that this customer 112 ordered the product 9023. Common sense. Forget all the theories, come to the common sense now. Customer ID is recognizing customers, okay. Product ID is recognizing products. Here, this customer order this product. Say that he is 112 customer, maybe Nimal, we will say that this as Nimal, ordered this product. This product may be sunlight, we will say that. That is 9023. Shall I zoom this further? Right. Now what happens? This is Nimal, 112 is Nimal, I just put N. 9023 is sunlight, yes. So Nimal bought sunlight, how many? 50. Then that's it. And this product, sunlight 9023, this is again repeating sunlight, is purchased by some other customer 1011. That may be Kamal. Quantity like 10. And this is recording details about the purchasing. This customer, this product, 10 items. The other customer, the other product, 15 items. And now what is the primary key of this table? Customer ID along the, product ID along the, quantity the, customer and product ID both. I need your help. What is the primary key for this then? Just the customer ID, the product ID, the, or both of them? Both. Good. Right? Why? Customer ID alone will get duplicated. This customer Nimal will purchase some other item. Just like 1122, he may purchase 9111 in the shop. So then customer ID can get duplicated. Even product ID is also going to group. This product is purchased by Nimal, same product is purchased by Kamal, again repeating. So think this simpler, don't try to throw that in big, huge technical points. Then simply composite key is a primary key which is combined with more than one column. That's the idea. These are some examples for you to consider. Right. Then right, somewhere here. Now help me. What can be the primary key of this table? That's your chance. Right. Go through this carefully and inform me what is the primary key. Right. I'll give you small time. Go through the data set and then inform me what can be the primary key of this one. The table name has been given as marks. Marks is the table name. He is recording or he is maintaining in order to this data table is maintaining to maintain marks. Now if I consider student ID, normally one other thing, if we are going to go for a primary key, hopefully select a column, that's a shortcut, column where it has some ID, some number, then that's another hint. Maybe ID, number, they are unique. If so, you may suggest that student STD ID is there, that can be the primary key. But if I go through that, S001 is repeating. S001 is the student name is Nimal, same Nimal. Again the other student S002, S002 that is Kamal, again S002 Kamal. Students are duplicating. So that is students name, but our focusing is marks. And can you select student ID as the primary key? No, you can't. Why? Their values are duplicating. Then these are the marks. Also we have another field, subject name and subject ID. This idea you have to consider. Now, when I go to the subject ID, that will recognize subjects ID me. Just go through that. MT10 maths. Then MT10 maths, MT10 maths, SC10 science, SC10 science. So then that is recognizing subjects. Now you have to come to the common sense. This is recording marks. Students, you people are writing for maths and getting marks. So Nimal writes maths and get marks. Nimal, same Nimal, science. If so, what is the primary key to be selected here? Student ID on its own, not working. Subject ID on its own, working or not? Still not. MT10, MT10, SC10, they are going to get duplicated. Duplicate වෙනව නේ විදිහටම. Student ID තනියම duplicate වෙනවා. But if I consider the couple student ID and the sub ID, ඔන්න ඕක තමයි point එක උතන. හරි. Then if I am to go for the set student ID as well as the subject ID, then when I consider both of them, now what about the situation? බලන්න. S001 and MT10. What is the meaning of that? Student Nimal got marks for MT10 maths, he got it as 85. Is there a chance of getting Nimal the same marks again, same subject? If it is a certain term, S001, MT10, can that be duplicated? No. S001, Nimal, is doing science and gets 45. Doing maths and got 85. Now it's clear, right? Even the other students, if I go to S002, that is Kamal, writing for MT10 and scored 54. Again, the same student, writing for SC10 science and scoring 85. Now I think the things are clear. If so, what would be the primary key? Student ID as well as subject ID, both we call them as composite key. Am I correct? That is the primary key. Special primary key. What is the speciality? The uniqueness is provided considering both the columns. Then I think the things are clear. Right. Then that is how the composite key is. Again, the hints for you, focusing on the exams. If you have columns named with ID or NO, keep the hint, this would be a primary key. And on that table, that's why I said I don't think too much in your level. In your table, if you have more than one column with IDs and numbers, hopefully, most probably, both may be the primary key, composite key. That's a hint. When you look at the question, just observe the table. This has only one column with ID, and that can be the primary key. This has only one column with NO. Fine. But there's another table where we have two columns with IDs or with numbers. With the NO thing. Registration number, registration ID likewise. Both would be the primary key. Then observe that. How will you? Take one and check whether they are duplicating. If it is duplicating, now consider both of them and check whether both are going to get repeated. If not, that's a primary key. Fine. That's the hint for you to get through the primary key of any given table. This is a repetitive question in the paper. They will give you tables and asking you to find the primary keys. Be ready for that. Right. Now, still another table. What is this? Another table regarding sports. Year, sport, captain and vice captain. This is regarding sports. Then find me the primary key. Hurry up. This doesn't have any ID. No ID. Then you have to go through the columns and find what could it be. Just give me. Year alone is going to get duplicated. This is regarding sports. Sport, cricket, football, they are still repeating. And on captain, Rashmi, Jalia, whatever the people are there. And even vice captain, still the people are there. Now, what can be the primary key of this event? So, you may observe once you go through the table, then common sense, right? Forget about technical. Just see that year, sport, captain and vice captain. And once you go through the data table, you may find it as this is holding the details about captain and vice captains of each and every event in the school in different years. Last year, he is a captain, he is a vice captain of cricket. Then you have to get the common sense. No, don't stuck with the primary key, field, record. No, be flexible. And what can be the primary key of this? Is there answers coming? Year along not, sports along not, captain and vice captain are not suitable for the sports to be determined. As you all proposed, year as well as sports, both will be the composite key of this table. Now double check whether the couples are getting duplicated. 2013 cricket, captain is that. Again cricket is here, that is in 2014, fine. Both are not going to get duplicated. Again the football 2013, football 14, volleyball 13, volleyball 14, then fine, right? Both will never repeat. Right. So then that's another idea for you to consider. Right. Then now the relationships. Now these are the basements of your O-level focusing areas. Now simply relationships are told as the connectivity among the tables. Now if I go to a data table about somewhere like vehicles, you know this. So this table has details about vehicles itself. Simply say that vehicle ID, on ID, a hint, hopefully the primary key, and then the type of the vehicle, right? Sometimes the color of the vehicle, okay. Then this is recording details about vehicles only, right? Then a vehicle ID, I can say that V001, type is a van, color is black, right? Then next one C002, it's a car, it's a white. Likewise, vehicle details are there. Okay. Then we have another table to maintain details about owners of the vehicles. Owner. There we have owner ID to recognize owners uniquely, and owner name, sometimes the telephone number. Those details are there. These recording details about owners. Then say that 001, owner name Nimal, telephone number 077. Then 002, Kamal 0711. Likewise. These are the vehicles, these are the owners. Simply from you people. Now I am asking, who is the owner of this van? There is a van V001, black color. There are two owners listed in the other table, Nimal and Kamal. Now I am asking, who is the owner of this van? Can you be exact on it? No. Owners are listed here. In order to find who is the owner of this van, I want to connect this with the exact owner on the other table. So we need to connect this table with the other table. That is called as relationships. Right? So relationship is linking tables with primary keys and foreign keys. So simply linking tables is called as relationships. Connecting tables, linking. Right? So when you are going to link them, we have types. One is called as one-to-one, one-to-many, as well as many-to-many. So they are the relationship types. Even when doing the relationships, we need to go for another keyword called as foreign key. Still the primary key is known to us. So then still you need to have an idea about these keywords. What are primary key, what are foreign keys, even a one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, and things like that. Right. Now we'll go further. That's a brief idea. Now, one-to-one relationship is something like this, right? Hopefully, whenever we go for tables, we'll just go for a table something like this. This is a good example, right? It's already available, right? Hope that you can see this. Then balan, here we have NIC, right? Here we have NIC, last name, first name, date of appointment. Then this may be details about employees name. This may be having details about employee, right? And this is passport, country issued, date issue. What can that be? That is having details about passports. So I can just label the table as passport. Passport details are there. Make a passport on just like the earlier table, owner and the vehicle. This is having passport details. This is having employees. Now, can we define an association among them? Employees have passports. Individuals have passport. That's a international identification. Now, if I consider an employee like this person, if I consider an employee, the first employee, Jackson, he got the appointment on this date. For this person, how many passports are expected to be, theoretically and practically? One person has multiple passports or only one passport? එක මනුස්සයෙකුට passport එකයි නේද පහක් හයක් නැහැ නේ. Right? So then this person has a certain passport. Say that it is here. One record here linking with exactly one record there. Is there a chance of linking this with this as well? This person has a passport number this, passport number this. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑනේ. passport දෙකක් තියෙන්න බෑ. That can't be. Right? So then that is not practical. Then if you go to the reverse, the opposite side, when I consider one particular passport, one record here, how many passports, how many owners can there be? How many employees can there be for this passport? For this person, we can have only one. So if this is the owner of this, that's fine. So this passport can't be owned by this person as well. Ne? That's not practical. Two people can't have the same passport. You understand the issue? If so, we call this as one-to-one relationship. Why? It is something like this. Whenever you go for the representation like this, these are the records of the first table. These are the records of the other table. Like this, these are the records. Then one record here is matching with exactly one record there. One to one. One here matching with one. At the same time, one record there, the other table, one record there is exactly matching with one here. Make ekkeneකුට මේක එක්කෙනයි, මේක එක්කෙනෙකුට මේක එක්කෙනයි. That's called as one-to-one. Hope that you are clear. Right? So just a simple idea. One employee has to have only one passport. Also, I have to consider the opposite side. One passport is owned by one employee. One-to-one. One here has another. Just like the basic example. Don't know, it's nice to say, but you all adults now, right? Something like this. If you go to the concept called as marriage, say here we have, we can't say boy, we can say man and woman. The relationship is marriage. Is that one-to-one or not? One man can marry how many women? One. On the other way around, one woman can marry still one. 1 to 1. දෙන්නටම එකයි. හරි. But if you expand this, not expand, if you consider this relationship association as an affair, simply will you people know this, say that love affair. Now how about the love affairs in today's world? Here we will say that this side boy, this side girls. Since I am a boy, I may say like this. Innocent boys have only one girlfriend. But girls are cunning. Is it? I don't know. Society says. Then some girls may have this boy as well as this boy. Not marriage, love affairs. Are all girls connected to the meeting? Sorry, just a joke. Take it easy, right? So then simply, is that 1 to 1? That's the point. Is that 1 to 1 then? 1 to 1 means one record has to have exactly one there. Simultaneously, one record here has to have exactly one there. If so, this love affair is at 1 to 1 or not? No, but marriage has to be. One man can have one woman can marry one. Now you are clear. So then in that manner, we can go for the earlier table. One employee can have one passport. One passport is owned by one employee. So this is going to be 1 to 1. Even if I go to another line here, this line has to have only one connection on the other side. Can't have multiple. That's the association among the tables. You understand it? On a 1 to 1. Right. Then we'll go to the other category called as 1 to many. Now you understand that. Now simple. What is 1 to many then? Here, one record here can have many. This is going for multiple connectivities of the other. But one here is having only one on the other side. Right? Simply this example. This is very clear. Right? So everyone can recognize this and right. This table. Read it. Hope that you can read this. It says that the first table is parent. Okay. This table is child, parents and children. When it comes to a certain parent, a parent ID, Vishwas Modi, a certain Indian name, that parent can have many children. This is a child, this is another child, this is another child of that parent. Possible or not? Possible. One here can have many. Then if you go to the other side, one child, this child has how many parents? Still one. This comes only one side here. Even this child has one. So then when the lines coming from the other table to here, it's pointing for one record only. 1 to many කියන්නේ එකයි. 1 to many. One here can join with many there. One there will join with one here. 1 to many. No need to go in deep, just get an idea. Now you understand the difference between 1 to many and 1 to 1. Is it clear? 1 to 1, 1 to many. In A levels we have to discuss this in deep, but O levels just to idea what these are. If you know the difference, 1 to 1, 1 to many, that's enough. 1 to 1 fine, and you know it is different than 1 to many. If so, that's fine. Then we'll go to the other side, many to many. Now just to revise, 1 to many means one here can have many, but one there will have only one. එක child එක්කනට එක parent කෙනයි. හැබැයි එක parent children ලා ගොඩයි. So in one direction it's going to be one. Other direction is going to be many. Then the next point, many to many, the other type of relationship. Many to many means, what is it? Kamal, this is number of family members. This is subject. I may say this is student, the table student. This is going to be the other table subject. Hare. Then what's going on? One student here is doing how many subjects? You people, how many subjects you do in your school? Many the one the. Many you are doing 9 subjects, right? And now this student. Oh, here there are some printing mistakes, right? These are Bimal, Kamal. No, those should be some. Sorry, right? No, they are printing errors. This has to be SC10. This has to be MU10, music or something like that. This may be what is it? R10, religion. This may be what is that? Some other subject C10. This may be EN10, English, likewise. Right? Sorry, there's a printing error. Then this Kamal is doing multiple subjects. Right? Kamal is doing multiple subjects. Now go to the other side. One subject MT10, is that being followed by Kamal only or all the students? All the students. So one record here has the association with many here. One here has the connectivity of many. Also one here has the association of many there. මේක එකකට අරකේ ගොඩයි, මේක එකකට මේකේ ගොඩයි. Just like love affairs නේ. Today's world. So a boy can have multiple girls. A girl can have multiple boys. හරි. balance නේ. Many to many. වාට එහෙමනම් මට කොච්චර පුළුවන්ද නේද? අන්න එහෙම සීන් එකකට එන්න ඕන. right. Okay. Then simply many to many is that. Now be clear with the differences one to one, one to many, many to many. Just get the idea, that's more than enough. So then once you go through this presentation, you may get an idea. So I have shared this already with you. Even you can refer that. Right. This is one other example of many to many. Yes, this is blurred. Right. Okay, we'll go to the next level. Right. Now how these relationships are made. Now you understand the connectivity. Right. Then relationships are called as the connectivity between the tables. So here we have a certain sample table coming like department info, other table coming like employee. Right. This is having the department details. Department means employees are working for different departments. Say that I am a driver, then I am working into the transportation department. There can be another department in the company. Say that I am working for a certain big company, Melbourne Biscuit. Right? So I am a driver. Then I am in the transport department. There can be another friend who is in the manufacturing, production department, management. එහෙම ඉන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. So likewise the department available in the organization. One is IT department, electronics, administration, accounts. They are departments available in the organization. These are the employees. Sana, Ram, the people. I have copied these tables from the internet. Right? They are not my tables. I just extracted them. That's why these Sana, Bana, Ram, those names are there. Right? Ram, neither Ram, neither. Okay. These are departments of the company. These are the employees. Now, employee works for a certain department. So, I am a driver. I am working for the transportation department. Then I should know that this employee works for which department. There should be association. Even I want to know that this department, who are the employees working on it. Just to revise your knowledge, can you tell me what is the relationship type among the two tables, department and employees? Is that one to one, one to many, or many to many? නිකන් කියන්න මට. The type of the relationship, one to one the, one to many the, many to many the. one employee may have how many departments? One department may have how many employees? What is the relationship type? One answer came. Two answers are coming. Three. Okay. Then it's fine. What is it? One too many. You are correct. One employee, I am a driver, I am working for the transport department. I am in the transport. Am I the only employee in the transport department? Or there are many other drivers, many other helpers? One department has many employees, one employee has one department. It's one too many. All right. Now we'll go further. In this case, I want to find, now this is the next theory, be clear. Now simply these are not that deep concepts, they just common sense. Balam. This is employee SL21 Sana, employee date of birth, he was born somewhere here, he is living in Delhi. Now I want to present this person is working for which department. Say that he is working for the administration department, this one. I want to represent that in the database so that the department ID is going to be added into the employee table. Department ID is going to be added into the employee table. Employee table has employee details, employee ID, employee name, date of birth, city. In order to connect the employee table with the department, now I am going to introduce the department ID into this. One more question. Of the department table, what is going to be the primary key? Department table, what is the primary key? Department table primary key. To identify the departments uniquely, name of the department, the location, the ID. ID is the hint. Now, this is the primary key. Even of the employee table, what is going to be the primary key? Employee ID. Fine. Then of the employee table, employee ID is the primary key to recognize employees. But I am going to introduce the primary key of a foreign table. Department ID is not the primary key of the employee table. Employee table primary key is employee ID. But department ID is the primary key of some other foreign table if you consider the employee table. With respect to employee, department is foreign. Foreign is what? Outside. For this current event, we have the department ID. Sorry, in the employee table, we have the employee ID as the primary key. Then this is a department ID. That is not the primary key of the employee. That is the primary key of department. Why I got this? That is to connect the employee table with the department table. Now I am telling that this person, Sana, is working for admin. Then I am writing it as 103. Then I am asking, what is the name of the department where this person is working? This is working for 103. Then that 103 is compared with 103 is brought to this table and matching that. I found 103. Working for admin department. And it is located in TY56. This is the budget available. For this, from this column, I am relating the other two, the other table. Even the other person, say that this Ayush is also from Delhi. Now he is working for the accounts department. If he is working for accounts department, I must maintain the department ID as 104. Then with 104, I am matching that his account, this is a budget and everything. If I am going to go for David, the other person, is it possible for David to work on the same admin department? Possible or not? Help me. Is it possible for David to work on admin again? Yes. In the department there are many employees. It's possible. So that I am going to maintain the department ID as 103 under the department ID column. So then Sana is also working there. Fine. Now this table with respect to the employee table, department is a foreign table. So that this column added extra is called as what key? Foreign key. Why we use the word foreign? English, foreign, not here, there. This is a key in the current table or in the foreign table. Department ID is going to be a key in employee the department. Now department ID is available in the employee table. For the employee table, the key is employee ID, that's a primary key. This is a key of some other foreign table, so we call them as foreign key. Good. Then my question is, why did we create a foreign key? Why did I introduce the foreign key into the employee table? What is the reason for this to be added? What is the reason for this to be added? Why did you do so? If this was not there, what are the mistakes we had? Two tables were not connected. We didn't have any connectivity. In order to connect them, what did I do is I introduced the foreign key. Now, what is the next point? Why do we use foreign keys? Foreign keys are used to connect, or simply we call them as relate tables. Hope that you are clear. Tables are connected, tables are related by introducing a foreign key. Now I think it's clear, right? Then that's the idea behind the foreign key here. So I introduce department ID. That is not the primary key. Primary key is employee ID. I introduced that. Because of that, the connectivity has been established. So foreign key is there. Next question. Under the primary key, is it possible to have duplicate values? Primary key, possible to have duplicates? Primary key, possible to have duplicates? 101 is the department, 102 is the other department. We can't have them. Under the foreign key, is it possible to have duplicates? Yes, may. 103, 103. Is that duplication fair or not? It's fair. Why is it? It is to say that this employee, Sana, is working to the admin, even David is also working into the admin. Possible. And primary key cannot be duplicated, foreign key can be duplicated. The other important keyword. Right? And foreign key can be duplicated. If you want things, you may take them into your notebooks. Right? This is revision only. My notes then. That's my pattern. Cannot be duplicated. Foreign key can be duplicated, while PK can or cannot be duplicated. Correct? So then their primary key can never be duplicated, but foreign key can be duplicated. It's fair, no. And the use of the foreign key is to connect or to relate tables to one another. Now I think you are clear on these points. This point. They are the tested areas in the questions. Right? We'll see. Then further. Right, connect the tables. Right, now help me. There are two tables given. Now the things are clear. Right. This upper table is representing details about vehicles. I'll just list them. This is about vehicles. Right. This is about owner. Now I am asking, vehicles are uniquely identified by what? Our usual key, ID, vehicle ID. That is unique, CAJ, whatever the thing. So obviously, vehicle number can't be duplicated. Even owners are recognized by owner ID. And this is the primary key of the vehicle table. This is the primary key of the owner table. Should they be with composition of some other O? Alone is enough. Are they composite keys or not? Are they composite? No, they are not. Only the vehicle ID is enough. Only the owner ID is enough to recognize owners in the other table. Right. Now I want to introduce the connectivity. This vehicle has to have an owner. This owner has vehicles. Again, I am asking the question. The relationship among these two tables is that one-to-one or one-to-many? Common sense. Then common sense. Then think. One vehicle has how many owners? A vehicle has one owner. A owner, rich people, can have one vehicle always, so that person can have own multiple vehicles. One owner will own multiple vehicles. A vehicle is owned by one owner. And now what is the relationship among these two tables? Is that one-to-one or one-to-many? It's going to be one-to-many. Now, I want to introduce the connectivity among the table. So that I want to introduce a foreign key. Right. Just help me. What can be selected as a foreign key into which table? What is the definition of foreign key, Pute? Foreign key is a column which is a primary key of another table. Any table like a primary key is foreign key. Then I am asking, what is the possible foreign key to be used into which table? Help me. For which table we have to introduce a foreign key? Right. At this moment, say that into the owner table, now obviously you understand that as the foreign key, we have to select a primary key. Mokak primary key has to be placing here. Simply, you will understand that this owner ID has to be placed here. Or else, this vehicle ID has to be placed here. Did you get that idea? If this is a foreign key, this is the primary key of the other table. If this is a foreign key, that is the other. But can't do both, have to do one. I am asking, into which table will you place the foreign key? Say that you have placed the foreign key into the owner, into the vehicle table. Understand this? This is completely common sense, that's all. Into the vehicle table, I am going to place owner ID. Hurry. If so, what happens? This car is owned by Bimal. Then I am writing it as P002. Then this double cab is owned by P004. This Jeep is owned by P005. This Jeep is still owned by P002. Are there confusions? So going nice? It's fine. So I don't see any issue in it. If I am to consider the other table to place the foreign key, not this. Now I am going to consider the other table. Somewhere here. If I am to place it as a foreign key, what is a foreign key? Vehicle ID. Hari. Then this owner Kamal has the vehicle PE22. At the same time, he owns this Jeep as well. Then how do I maintain that? KT444. Is it possible to maintain more than one value under this? No. In a column, we need to have only one value, right? White, even this value, only one thing. But since it is one to many, if I introduce vehicle ID into the owner table, we must maintain more than one value in it. Is that logical or not? It's not at all. Enam, foreign key has to be placed into which table? To the owner table or to the vehicle table in this case? Into the vehicle table. If you introduce a foreign key to here, completely contradiction, completely an error data handling method. So then hope that you understood that. So here really there are big theories. Right? So they are being taught in our advanced level. In your level, just understand common sense. What is foreign key? Used to connect the tables, which has to be the primary key of the other table. Then you must think, where will you place it? Then come to the common sense. If I place it here, I don't want to maintain multiple values. If I maintain that here, I have to maintain multiple values. There are possibilities of having many vehicles owned by one owner. So can't represent it. And now the correct version is we have to maintain the foreign key onto the vehicle table. So then that's going to be owner ID. Right. So this is the foreign key to be added in order to arrange the relationship. Now just to say that this is owned by P004, this is owned by P002, this is still owned by P004, and this is owned by P006. Now going well, right? So then that's the only option in this case. Now I think you are clear. No issue, right? So if your relationship is one to many, if it is one to many relationship, we need to add one of the primary keys to the other table as the foreign key. You may take whatever you want, right? But that has to be the suitable selection. You must select which table we have to use for this insertion of the foreign key. Right. Now we'll go further. This is another table set, an electronic shop. Now I don't help you. You may propose me, just help you regarding the tables. Product ID type me here. Product ID our primary key. Product ID, product type, weight and price. So this is the table called as products, listing the products they sell. Common sense, no ICT. Then this is the customer ID, customer name, telephone, city. And what is this? This table is customer. Hare. Customer table as well as product table. Now of the product table, what is going to be the primary key? Product table primary key is product ID. That is not going to get duplicated. Hare. T1, T2, M1. ID, no issue. Even of the customer ID has to be the unique. C1, C2, no, not going to get duplicated. Fine. Now, products are purchased by customers. Then is that one to one or one to many? One to one, the one to many. Yes. Is this one to one, the one to many? Products as well as customer. I don't help you. Products and customer. One to one, the one to many. one customer can buy many products. හරිනේ? One customer can buy multiple products. This customer Kamal can buy microwave oven, blender, gas cooker. An item is purchased by one customer. We'll assume that this item is purchased by one customer. ඒ කඩේ එක item එකයි තියෙන්නේ. එහෙමයි. That's my role. Right? So only the microwave oven is there. That's all. If it is a case, what is the relationship here? This is going to be one to many. Right. Now I am asking, into which table will you add the foreign key? Help me. Into which table? I need your answer. Foreign key has to be either product ID or customer table. මේ දෙකෙන් එකක්. කොයි table එකටද දාන්නේ? Into which table will you place the foreign key? Just try as I did earlier. Into which table? One said, okay. Now I think the signals are fine, right? Okay. Help me. Hurry up, people. If I select this customer ID as the foreign key of this, on the other way around, product to the customer. Say that I'll put product ID here. Foreign key කියන්නේ එක primary key connect table එකට ගෙනලා දානවා. In order to create the relationship. Now this customer may purchase the microwave oven as well as the first TV. එහෙනම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? It is possible to purchase T001 as well as M001. It is possible. එහෙනම් is this a accepted arrangement or not? Adding product ID as the foreign key to the customer table. That is not. Now, selecting this as the foreign key is completely wrong. If so, what is the other option? Bringing customer ID into the product table. Then what my target is, the customer ID of the customer table is going to be placed into the product table. Now, don't worry, in the exam, this is in this level you don't want to answer. Hopefully, they will give the foreign keys and everything just to select them only. But now I am teaching you, then in any table you can find it. That's it. Right. Then in that manner, if I select custom ID into the product table, now what is the practical event? This TV is purchased by multiple customers or one customer? One customer. I may say that this is purchased by C003. This won't be purchased by some other customer even. That's fine. Even the other TV is purchased by C005. The other one is purchased by C001. Even this is purchased by C01. This is C003. So then this is going to be the foreign key accepted. Hope that you are clear. Fine. So people who said me many to many, now did you understand that? Even many to many is fine, Pute, right? But I said that in this shop, only one microwave oven is there, no more. And that is going to be purchased by that particular customer only. Right. Okay. Thank you for your reply. Things are going well. Right. Now I am going to the next situation, the foreign key. Right. So then this is the detailed explanation behind the foreign keys. What we said is a column in a table. Foreign key is a column in a table, which is a column in a table, which is the primary key of another table. That's the definition of foreign key. Right. is a column in a table which is the primary key of another table. So then this is not clear. Then foreign key is used to connect all tables. So if I am to go for the previous table, that's clear. Foreign key is a column in a table. Foreign key is a column in a table which is a primary key of another table. It is a column of that current table, but it is a primary key of another table, which is used to relate the tables. That's the definition. So it's there in the slide, then you can refer to that. That's the definition of foreign key. A column in a table which is the primary key of another table. Right. Then right. Now hope that you can see this. Can you? I'll share the screen. Right. Then here we have a table called as orders, another table called as customers. Right. Now I need the clear identification. Orders and customers go to this exam level, no issue, not complex like earlier. Now list down or list me the primary keys of the tables as well as the foreign key. Hari, help me. I'll share the screen. Order table and the customer table. So I want you to mention with respect to the order table what is the primary key. Hari. With respect to the customer table, what is the primary key? And also I want to know in which table the foreign key is there. In which table the corresponding foreign, in which table the foreign key is available. And what is it? Hari. Give me the answers. There are two tables, order table as well as a customer table. So what is the primary key of the order table? What is the primary customer table? And in which table the foreign key is there? So this is the exam level questions you are going to get. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Situations. Now in this case, the order table, here we have the order table. Order ID is there. ID is our friend. Hopefully that can be primary. We have another custom ID as well. Then check orders are recognized by orders. Orders are to be identified. එහෙනම් order ID 1 2 3 4, this order paper, pen, marker, books and things like that. And it seems that things are not going to be duplicated as well. So I can consider that order ID is the primary key of the order table. Customer table, customers are used to identify the customers are identified by the ID. Make it ID එකක් තියෙනවනේ. එහෙනම් 1 2 3 4 5, and this also going to be the primary key of the customer table. In this case, we have another ID coming in the table order. That is customer ID representing the customers from this customer table. Now, isn't this creating a relationship? If so, what is a foreign key? Customer ID available in the order table. That's going to be the foreign key. Am I correct? Honey? Then under the foreign key, the values are duplicating even. For the moment, it's not, but it's possible to get it duplicated. On another exam question, you should be able to recognize what the primary keys, what the foreign keys are. If you can, you will win the race. We'll see. Now the other, there are another two tables. Quickly inform me the primary keys and foreign keys. He is student, having the student details, student ID, first name, last name, course ID, then course ID, course name. Students are doing courses. And now, what is the, this is a course table, this is the student table. Right, students, are there issues in the video or lagging or something like that? Is it? Is the video lagging or giving some interruptions for you? Is it? Nawatana? Right. If YouTube is lagging, you may join into the Zoom. So I have shared the Zoom link. Through that will continue. Otherwise, still the interruptions are continuing. Zoom join lah ni. Then we'll proceed, right? The people who experience some level of lagging, you can join through the Zoom as well. Zoom link is also available in the group. Just use it, right? Right. Now I'll proceed. In this event, we have the student table, we have the course table. So then students are recognized by the student ID, ID is there. Then courses are recognized by the course ID, they are fair. Then double check, course ID A04C0, no duplicates, then this is fine. Then for the student, these are not going to get duplicated, still fine. In this table, we experience course ID in the student table. Now he is having the student details. Then course details are also there, which is going to get repeated, duplicated. Is that a matter? Not a matter at all. Why? This is the foreign key, which is the primary key of some other extra table. So then foreign key is available in the student table, which is getting the primary key of the course table. Hope that you are clear. Right? So then this is the idea. Course ID is primary key. Yes, I got the answers. Fine. Thank you for your responsibility. Right. Right. Then they are the main ideas. Now with this knowledge, definitely we can face the O-level questions. Right. So before that, I'll explain you some another small keywords. Then we can go to the paper questions. In these, is it possible to have duplicates on primary key? Just give me the answer. Is it possible to have duplicates on primary key? Yes or no? Primary key duplicates? No, never, right? Is it possible to have duplicates on foreign key? Yes or no? Foreign keys? Yes, no issue. That's the idea, right? So then that's another small question. Right. Now another keyword, database management system. So then that's called as shortly DBMS. You people know that. I'll quickly explain that. When you are going to implement these database concepts in the computer, now I told them in the paper board, this column, this foreign key relationships. These have to be set up in the computer. Once they are going to be set up, we need to have proper software. So using media player, can you prepare these primary keys, foreign keys? No. And we need to have specific software, just like Microsoft Access. So then software to handle databases are called as DBMS. Right? So one is MS Access, then Base, Oracle. These are the examples of DBMS. Right? So then database management software is it's a software to work with databases. It's a software to work with databases. That's the idea about DBMS. Right? Just a keyword, you may use that. Right. Then the other main theories that you should know to face the exam questions. Right. If so, shall we jump into the exam questions, the Tute questions. Zoom join line, right? Right. Then I will go to the database past paper questions. Right. So then here we'll move on to the 2024, the recent part. Right. So last week we did about the spreadsheet section. Now the database section. Right. Then in this question, 2024, the recent paper. Hope that you can read it. Even you have the soft copy and the hard copy with you. We'll see. Now in this case, The second paper question, following are the partially shown relational databases, tables of a vehicle rental company. Right. Before that, I want to explain one other thing. Right. So then, without that, we can't go to the thing is all the exam questions are not in one to many, right? Wait. Right. We'll come to like this. Okay. Now, wait. We were talking about one to many relationships. Then we have one table here that is having records connecting to many records of the other table. ඒක හරි. And one here has only one here. If we go for many to many, now there's an issue. Right? So then if the relationship is many to many, then the thing is going to be different. If I go to the relationship many to many, I'll just go for an example like, what is a many to many example? Students. Here we have student. There we have the registration number and the name, then the city where they live. Hare. I'll just say that S001, it's someone. Now follow me. Living in Kandy. Then another student S002, it's Kamal, living in Colombo. Right. Likewise, there are children. I'll just maintain one other S003, Bimal, still in goal. Right. They are the students. Then in a school, students are doing subjects. Then I want to go for another table which is called as subject. We did this already. Then I am going to go for subject ID and then the subject name and the whether it has practicals or not. Right. I may say MT10, subject name is maths, then practicals no, then SC10, that is science, practicals yes, then ICT 10, ICT practicals yes. Right, they are the subjects. We'll just say. Now, what is the relationship type? One to one, the one to many, the many to many. Of this, one student can follow how many subjects? Many. A subject is followed by many students. MT10 is followed by Saman, Kamal, Nimal. And what is the cardinality now? What is the relationship type? Many to many. Then the next let. What is the primary key of the student table? You know, student table primary key is rich number. What is the primary key of the subject table? Sub ID. Then I want to arrange the relationship. Good. When I am arranging relationship, what is going to be the foreign key now? Assume that I am going to add rich number as the foreign key into the subject table. Rich number එක මෙතන දානවා. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Here we have to have the rich number. Then this MT10 is followed by one student or multiple students? Multiple. And here I won't write this is followed by S001, comma S002. Is it possible to write more than one value under a single cell? You understand that? Then I am going for the other option. So then this is not working. Then the other option is adding the primary key of subject table into the student table. Now into this I may introduce that. Then sub ID here. then this student is doing MT10. Is that all, or is he doing SC10 as well? He is doing SC10 as well. Hey, this child is doing multiple subjects. Now there should be more than one value to be added here as well. Possible? You understand that out? One to many, perfect. If it is many to many, that's not. In that event, if your relationship is many to many, the relationship is arranged in this manner, other than placing the foreign key into the existing tables. Into the existing tables, we don't place them. What we have to do is, we have to introduce one another new table. Alut table එකක් ගේන්න වෙනවා. Why the card relationship is many to many. Hopefully that may mention what they do, right? Simply I am introducing a new table. That table has the primary keys of both the tables. Reg number is there, sub ID is there. Both are available. Right? And then I may say the marks even. In this table, marks are also obtained. Now, reg number S001 is doing MT10 and got 72. Same student S001 is doing SC10 and obtained 80. It's possible. Then into the new table, the primary key is going to be both of them. Right? So then this idea, when the relationship is many to many, to arrange the relationship, there should be three tables. One student, other one subject, another table using both the primary keys of the table. Understand the pattern? This table primary key is coming here, this table primary key is coming here. And they are going to be the composite key of the new table. Understand? Hari? So, if the relationship is many to many, can't do the connected with two tables, we need to have three. Then the third table is having both of them are going to be the primary key. I, this is duplicating along, this is duplicating along. I, another student S002 is also doing MT10 and getting somewhere like 50. Right, now help me, what are the foreign keys? Which table do we have the foreign key? Help me. I'll give this table name as marks. Which table has the foreign key? Marks table have the foreign key. Hey? Now you understand that this reg number is the primary key of the student table. What is the primary key of the new table? Reg number along the sub ID along the both. Both are going to be the primary key. Not only one. Ehena, this is not the primary key on its own. This is along not the primary key. Both will be the primary key. If I take one along, this is called as the foreign key of the table. Why? Reg number is the primary key of the other table. Even if I go to the other connectivity, sub ID on its own is the primary key of this foreign table. And sub ID on its own is still going to be the foreign key. And the marks table have two foreign keys. One is sub ID, other one is reg number. Are you clear? Hope that you are clear now. It has to be. Is it? Yes, right? So this happens when your relationship is many to many. Unfortunately, all our exam papers are based on many to many relationships. So you have to have this idea. So there are two foreign keys available into this table, and that has a composite key included. Right. So then that's clear, I think. No need to give you notes. Should I give a small sentence or no need? Just Tell me. Manageable. Right. If so, we can directly go into the exam questions. Right. So now you can check the recording as well. I'll just publish, keep this in the YouTube further. If I find some distractions in the video, the session is recording like I did on the last class. I'll republish the clear version. So somehow you have this material available to access. We'll see. Right. Then that's it. So this is the situation of the minute to minute. Right. Then we'll go into the exam question. What I wanted to mention earlier. Right. This is it. There it says following are the partially shown relational database tables of vehicle renting company. Try to understand the question domain as well. They say that vehicle rental company, a company where they rent vehicles, used to store data about the vehicles available for rent, customer details and rental records. Customers, vehicles and renting details. There are three tables. Vehicle table is there. Customer, just go through them. That's the first thing you have to do whenever you get the exam question. Just scan the tables and observe them. What are the primary keys? What are the foreign keys? How the relationships? Just spend around 2-3 minutes. Vehicle table, vehicle ID. ID. Hopefully it could be the primary key. Just confirm that. V011, right. And a vehicle ID is primary key. No issue of the vehicle table. No any other IDs. That is Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, whatever thing. Then customer table, customer ID is there, our friend. Customer name is there. So no issue, this is still going to the primary key. Then another one, rental. Third table came. Then think twice. Vehicle ID has no foreign key. Customer ID has no foreign key. But rental has customer ID and vehicle ID. Then what is the point? Minute-to-minute relationship. So then customer rent this vehicle. This is a date. Now get the clue. Since we have the third table having both the primary keys, hopefully minute-to-minute. And the point is, one vehicle can be rented by multiple customers. A customer can rent multiple vehicles. 4001 V002. Same 4001, another vehicle. And what is the primary key of the rental table? Both customer ID as well as vehicle ID are going to be the composite key. Hope that you are clear. Then what are the foreign keys? Customer ID is one of the foreign key to connect with the customer table. This is going to be the foreign key. Also, the vehicle ID is going to be the foreign key to recognize the vehicles here. So, vehicle ID is at the, now the part A, a new customer Tom. A new customer manang customer table ni. Customer is not with the vehicles ni. A new customer Tom, customer ID 4005, rents the Ford Ranger, vehicle ID 404. Vehicle ID 404, this vehicle is going to be rented, rents by a new customer Tom. 4005 has not yet been added, it's on the way. This is a new customer, Ford Ranger, on this date. Write down the new records to be added to the relevant tables for that purpose. This new customer is not available in the customer table. If so, should I insert that as well? That's what they say that. Write down the new records to be added to the relevant tables. They say that use only the table name and the field contents. First I have to insert the first person into the customer table. One is going to be the customer. You have to write the table name. Customer, then with an arrow you have to write what are the values to be inserted. First one is customer ID, that is 4005. And after that the name, they said the name as Tom. And this is one record to be added for this event. Ford Ranger. Should I insert that or it's already there? It's already there. Then rent on this date. And there would be a new entry to the rental table mentioning the relevant values. And now another record has to be inserted. What is that? Rental. And there it's going to be the table name is rental. Hurry. The values are to be added under the rental table. First one is a customer ID. Who's the customer? 4005. Hurry. Then next is vehicle ID. So vehicle ID is V004. Hurry. And the date rent 2225. 2025. Now follow the date and month order of the available data. 15 is the day. Here 20th. Then in the same order I can maintain that. Then I may write it as 20/2/2005. So that's what the thing is. So that's very simple common sense concept. They say that write down the new records to be added. Then 2 marks will be given for this. First you have to have the understanding. That's no theory. No, there are theories. The other question. Is it required? It is required to show the names of customers. It is required to show the names of the customers who rented the Toyota Corolla. Which tables need to be joined for this purpose? Hurry. Now, as they have sent, yes, it's there. I'll erase some of the other details. Right. Then it is required to show the names of the customers. So we want to go for the names of the customers. Customer names are available in which table? Names of customers. Vehicle table we don't have. Rental table no. We have to consider the customer table. Hurry. It is required to show the names of customers, that means C name, who rented the Toyota Corolla. Toyota Corolla word is available in which table? Rental table, the vehicle table. Toyota Corolla is available in the vehicle table. Then I have to consider the table vehicle, even the customer. Hurry. It is required to show the names of the customers. I want to get the names of customers who rented the Toyota Corolla. Which tables need to be joined for this purpose? And now what are the tables? Customer table and vehicle table only, or should we consider the rental table as well? Considering these two tables, can I get the details of the people who have rented, or rented details are in this table? These are independent. Customers are there, all the customers. All the vehicles are there. Then whatever the vehicle rented, Toyota Corolla rented, is available in this table, right? And now Toyota Corolla means V002. V002 here, V002 here. Rented by this person, this person. And in order to visualize the customer name, people who have rented Toyota Corolla, shouldn't we go for all the three tables? Displaying the customer name, definitely a customer table has to be there. They have to inform Toyota Corolla. Toyota Corolla word is there in the vehicle table. The word is there in the vehicle table. But the joining is done by this table. And now, therefore, all the three tables should be considered for this matter. Then they say that which tables need to be joined. And what are the tables to be joined? All three. We have to mention that as vehicle. Then the other one, customer, as well as rental. You understand why it is having these two not enough. We want to have the other one as well. Right. Then the next. Each vehicle has a specific rental date. If the new field rental rate, not rental date, rental rate. Each vehicle has a specific rental rate. If the new field rental rate is needed to be added, into which table will you add? Rate of renting. Each vehicle has a rate. Say that Toyota Corolla is rented daily 5,000 or 20,000, I don't know. Say that 5,000. Daily rental is 5,000. Is that 5,000 depending on the customer or a fixed value for the vehicle? Vehicle එක නම් 5,000. Even Jeep නම් maybe 20,000. Even this one, whatever. Now what is the table where the rent rate has to be there? Only to the vehicle table. Why the reason? It is not depending on customer. Whoever the customer, no. Just like the name, model. Now the V001 is Honda Civic. It's a car. Whoever rent, will the type change? No, that's independent. And independent details are added into that independent table. So obviously that has to be added into the vehicle table. Then the point there is it has to be added into which table to be added? That is going to be the vehicle. The reason there is, it is not depending on other tables. The rate is not depending on other tables. Rent is not depending on the other tables. Right. It is decided to add the return date on which vehicles are given on rent is returned. Which one of the above tables should that return date should be added? Now of this return date, date return, is that depending on the customer? Yes, whenever the customer rent today, in 3 days he has to return. If it is rented by another customer rented in another day, they are different. Now renting date is depending on both. If they are common to both, what is the table? Rent. That is the one where they arrange relationship. Renting return date. Now these are date rent. Returning date should also be added into that table. That's another idea you have to consider. But simply, since they are both depending on the rent customer and the vehicle, we have to go for the rental table. You understand that? That's clear. And that's going to be the rental table. Right. Then the fifth one. It is decided to assign one technician to do the maintenance of each vehicle. Each vehicle is maintained by one vehicle. Each vehicle is maintained by one technician. Vehicle is maintained by technician. Is that maintaining the vehicle, is that depending on the customer? Now, in the renting company, this vehicle is maintained by a certain person. Is that depending on the person who rent it? No, there is still a value identical to the vehicle, not related to the renting business. Maintenance is done by servicing, even whatever the troubleshooting, repairing. That's not renting. Customers are renting the perfect vehicle. This is something else. Vehicle is maintained by a technician. That's what they say. It is decided to assign one technician to do the maintenance of each vehicle, and the name and the phone number of each technician is to be stored. Avoiding data duplication. Note that the same technician can maintain multiple vehicles. For this purpose, write down the field names of the new table that has to be added. Now we want to introduce another new table called as technician, that is not the customer doing some other job. Write down the field names of the new table that has to be added. Now technician details has to be added into the technician. What are the details they want? Assign one technician to do the maintenance each vehicle, and the name and the phone number of each technician is to be stored. What are the field names? We need to have the name, phone. Also, technician has to be identified uniquely. If it is to identify uniquely, what else is required? Technician ID. A table has to have a primary key. Yes. And now we need to have technician ID included into the table. You understand that? Otherwise, it won't be a practical table unless it doesn't have any primary key. And now we need to have another column, technician ID, which is going to be the primary key. So then there are 3 columns expected. The table name is going to be the technician. They want only the columns, technician ID, name and the font. Why this is? A primary key has to be there. Hope that you are clear. Right. Then write down any changes that have to be done to the existing tables. Once these technicians are there, what are the changes to be done onto these tables? Then technician is maintaining a vehicle. Then each technician is to avoiding duplication. Same technician can maintain multiple vehicles. What is the point then? If I go to the tables, a technician can maintain multiple vehicles. This is the vehicle table. So here we need to have another table called as technician. There we have the technician ID, the primary key, name and the other details. Now with the technician table and the vehicle table, what is the relationship type? Many to many, the one to many. A technician can maintain multiple vehicles. A vehicle is maintained by one technician. This is that a vehicle is assigned to a single technician, one to many. If so, how do we relate them? By adding a foreign key. What is going to be the foreign key now? Either vehicle ID or technician ID. What is the practical thing? One technician can maintain multiple vehicles. And each vehicle has to have only one technician. And where do we include the foreign key? To the vehicle or for the technician? For the vehicle table. One vehicle has to have only one technician. If I add it here, technician will maintain multiple vehicle numbers. Can't. And the change is, into the vehicle table, we have to insert technician ID as the foreign key. Hope that you are clear. This vehicle, the technician is T001. That's all. But if you add it here, that's going to be a doubt. Right. Then the last part here, write down any changes that have to be done into the existing tables. So what is the table to be modified then? Vehicle table has to be modified by adding technician ID as the foreign key. And now we have to write it as vehicle table has to be updated by adding a foreign key technician ID. That's all. Then this is exam level question found in our recent past paper regarding our databases. That's nothing. So that's why I say that it's completely based on those points. Understand what is the primary key, one to many to many, foreign key. That's all. Then it's completely common sense. No big IT in it. But there's a IT background there. For the moment, in your level, you don't want. Right? With this knowledge or in this manner, if you think of this, it's possible to score full marks onto the question 4 paper MCQs. 17 to 19 are based on the following partly shown database tables that are used to store data about books, purchase, whatever thing. These about used to store data about books, purchase and supplies of a bookshop. This is maintained by a bookshop. They have books purchased for the shop and then supplies. This is not selling books for the customers, the ordering of the books to the shop. That may be the idea. Then below, Nor the bookshop purchase books from suppliers and sells them to customers. So they purchase it from supplier and sell them to the customers. A particular book can be purchased from many suppliers at different prices. A certain book can be given by multiple suppliers. We'll see. Book ID. Book table, for the moment, what is the primary key? For the book table, these are not duplicating. Book ID. Book name, selling price. Then supplier ID, supplier name. Then supplier ID is going to be the primary key. Then purchase, book ID there, supply ID here, purchase price. Nothing. The three tables are connected through the purchase. Primary key of the purchase table is what? What is the primary key of the purchase table? Book ID along the supply ID along the both. It's going to be both. You can check it. Book ID is repeating, B003. Supply IDs are repeating. But if you maintain both, then is avoided. That's our theory. Many to many, that's why the is there. Just detecting it. And these two are the foreign keys. You understand them, right? Book ID is matching with the primary key book ID. Supply ID is matching with the primary key supply ID. So these are going to be the foreign keys. This is still going to be the foreign key. So this is the price where the book has been purchased. That's the meaning. Common sense, that's all. Yeah. Then what is the most suitable for the primary key of the purchase table? What is the answer? MCQ? Book ID and supply ID. This is the answer. Then what is the foreign key in this table? What is a foreign key in this database? A foreign key. What is it? Either book ID or supply ID available in the purchase table. Find it. Book ID in the book table. No. That's the primary key. Selling price. Not. Foreign key. Supply ID in the purchase table. Supply ID in the purchase table. That's it, right? Supply ID in the purchase table is going to be the foreign key. Supply ID in the supplier table. That's the primary key. Right? Then the other question. The bookshop purchase the book databases 0 to hero. Book database 0 to hero. Where is it? Here, this one. It is talking about this B003. The bookshop purchased the book database 0 to hero from the new supplier 5. Now the another supplier comes called as supplier 5. Supplier 5 located in Colombo. The book is sold at the normal price. Which tables are to be updated for this purpose? Now that's another tricky work. A new supplier, which table has to be applied? Supplier table has to be applied. It's from Colombo. This book is going to be purchased by this supplier. The book details need not to be updated. If so, should I update the book table? No, it's the same 0 to hero book. No update for this. But there's an update for the supply. New supply has to be added. If that book B003 is purchased by the new supplier, supplier 5, shouldn't we update the purchase table as well? Then only this book, this supplier for the price. That is not available already. And what are the tables to be updated? Supplier table as well as the purchase table. Clear? This need not useless. What are the table? Supplier and purchase. Still the answer is going to be the third. Right? Then the question number 20 in the MCQs. Which of the following statements are correct about database keys? Normal theory question. A primary key is used uniquely to identify the records in a table. In a table, records are uniquely identified by the primary key. That's true, our definition. A foreign key is a field in one table that is uniquely identified the records in another table. Here, foreign key is a field in one table. Foreign key is a field in one table. Mena foreign key that uniquely identifies record in another table. So this field is identifying records in another table. That is to say that it's a primary key of another table, right? Primary key will recognize records in the table. Foreign key කියන්නේ a primary key of another table. Indirectly they said foreign key is a field in the table that is uniquely identified records in another table. In the other table, records are identified uniquely. That's use. And I said correct or wrong? Still correct. You understand the theory? Next one, a composite key is made up of two or more fields to uniquely identify the records. Composite is made up of two or more fields. Yes. And the answer is going to be all. Fourth one is the answer. Hari. So then that's nothing really, a small point. Right. Then you'll go to 23 question. Right. Again it says that a school lends sports equipments to its students. This is talking about school, some lending process, sports equipments to its students. To manage this process, a three-table relational database is used. There are three tables. The tables keep student information, sports items, and borrowing and borrowed items as shown below. Just go through. Student, these are the student details. Student ID, student name, grade is there. What is the primary key? Student ID is the primary key. Not duplicating. These are the items they rent. Item 1, 2, 3, 4, item ID, item type. Still item ID is the primary key. No argument. Then borrowed items. There it has item ID, student ID. Item ID and student ID. Then what is the hint? Obviously the composite key comes there, right? And borrowed date, return date, you can see that item ID is repeating 0, 2. Student IDs are also repeating. And the primary key has to be considering both as the composite. The same thing what we said. Then this idea. Write down the primary key of the borrowed items table. Primary key of the borrowed item, this table. What is the primary key? Both. Student item ID and student ID. Don't make spelling mistakes. And now we have write them as item ID and student ID. Correct? They are nothing really. Then write down the foreign key of the borrowed items table. Write down the foreign key or keys. What are the foreign keys? Borrowed item this is the foreign key. Even this is also going to be a foreign key. So then really it's nothing. And now you have to write both of them separately. One foreign key is item ID. Other one is student ID. Hare. So you may write them clearly. You understand that my spellings are not that good, but it's fine. Then which tables need to be updated to accommodate the following? What are the tables to be updated? The school decide, this is a certain event. The school is deciding the school is deciding to allow students to borrow tennis rackets. Allow to borrow tennis rackets. Tennis rackets items, we don't have tennis rackets. And now definitely the tennis rackets has to be added. And now we need to update the item table. Then whenever the tennis rackets are allowed to be updated, allowed to be borrowed, we have to update the borrowing table. That tennis racket should be borrowed by children. No need to update students, right? Tennis rackets is the only thing to be added. Students are not going to get inserted or removed. And what are the tables? Items as well as borrowed items table. You are clear? Tennis rackets is no longer here. This has to be updated. When borrowing, we have to update this as well. And the two tables are item table and borrowed item table. One is not according to the marking scheme. It says that the school deciding to, the part A, there's a certain contradiction, that's what I want to explain. The school deciding to allow students to borrow tennis rackets. Then which table in this marking scheme, they said that only the item table has to be there. As they have said, right? So I think quite beyond that, school deciding to allow students to borrow tennis rackets. Now tennis rackets has to be added there, so that only the item table has to be updated. This table needs to be updated when there's a renting going on. This that allow tennis rackets to be borrowed. That's what they said. Tennis rackets now, add tennis racket, that's all. When borrowing, you have to update this. You understand that? Therefore, the marking scheme expects only the item. In this sentence, in that sentence, they have not told anything about borrowing. School allow students to borrow tennis rackets. A table එක තරක් හරි. දැන් කියනවා Shane borrowing a tennis racket on this date. If it is to be added, both the tables should be there. හරි කතාව. Right. Then the other one, the third one, a new student Raj, student ID 5, borrowed by the new student S005. Borrowed date, they say the date borrow. He is joining into the cricket team, and on the same day at this time he borrowed it. And now the next one is the table borrowed items table. Borrowed items table, there the student is S150, and then he is borrowing the cricket bat. What is that? 005. And after that, as I remember, the table has the date. Student ID, they are reverse, right? Item ID first, ne? And my writing is wrong. So I have to write it as item S005. And then by the student S150. Then borrowed date. In which way should I write the date? Here, date, month, year. I must double check that. Date, month, year. Ne? Fine, okay. And the time has to be mentioned. And then this order 25/04/2023. Also, I must mention the time 14/00/05. So then that's the answer for the third section, right? Then it is required to find the names of students. It is required to find the names of students who borrowed sports item on this. The type of the item borrowed must also be shown. Which tables are to be joined? Then just understand that the names of the students, and definitely I want to go for which table? Student names are there in the student table. Student names of the students who borrowed sports items on this date. And this date is there on the borrowing table. The type of the item borrowed must also be shown. The type of the item. The type of the item here, that's in the other table. And now I want to go for all the three tables, right? This is the date, the name, and the type. So I want to use all the three tables: student, item, and the borrowed item, right? Then there the answer has to be, what are the tables? They say that the question is it is required for this one, which tables are to be joined into this purpose. Then you have to write all the three tables. What are they? Student, then after that the borrowed items, as well as items table. All three has to be there. You understand why it is? Fine. Then the MCQs. Consider the following partially shown database tables 19 to this thing. So there are two tables given, right? are taken from a database of an electricity billing system. These some are in electricity billing. Then a customer table, meter, usage. Still we have to detect what they are. So customer ID, even the usage, meter ID, meter reading, this is a primary key. Meter has both meter ID and customer ID. Then according to our concept, this is going to be many to many. This is a composite key. And these were the foreign keys as well. Easy. What is the primary key of the usage table? What is usage table? Meter ID me? Not, wait. Under the usage table, 1 is duplicating. Now what happens? Just think. Customer now it's okay, right? This customer 1, 2, 3, 4. Meter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also going nice. But with the customer ID is also there. Then customer 0. Still we understand both. But usage 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is there. Then now we have to go for the common sense. One other thing, right? Why do you use numbers, Pute? Numerics, numbers. Practical numbers are used for counting. I am telling that I have 3 pens, 3, counting. I have 25 dogs, 25 account. Right? So then likewise, numbers are used, or simply numerics are used for counting. They will mention how big quantities. That's a number representation. Then this customer ID, though we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is that giving you a quantity of the customer? Customer 1 is 1 feet tall, 2 is 2 feet tall. එහෙම quantity එකක් දෙනවද? Customer 1 has 1000, 2 has 2000. We don't have a quantity like that. Then what is this used for? C1, C2, C3? For identification. If you are going for identification, they are text values. Practically, my name is Indunil. Text me. That is used for identifying who I am. Text are used for identification. That's another point you have to learn. In this case, customer ID, a mix with text and numbers. Is that used for text or numbers? Numeric vadada identification. That is for identification. If so, what is the data type of customer ID? Numeric or text? It's going to be text at all. Then what is the most suitable data type for customer ID? That is going to be text. Then one other question, you might have learned this. If you are going to maintain telephone number somewhere here, is that a numeric or text? Help me. If you go for a telephone number, text or number, text or numeric? Telephone numbers are written like what? In which format? Right. So telephone normally goes like, I'll use this space, 0775533 likewise. Then is this telephone number giving you a quantity, amount? I said I have 4 mangoes, 4 quantity. Then you said that, sir, you have only 4. I have 20 mangoes. Then 4 and 20, are they identifying or giving quantities? I am telling that I have 4 mangoes. You said you have 20. Then I am telling that, oh, you have big number of mangoes than I do. And that is number, that is going for counting. Not for identifying. Identify karanne. Then I am telling that my telephone number is not 7755. Another one says that your telephone number is not 71122. Then I am telling that, oh nee, your telephone number is smaller than my telephone number. You have little telephone number than mine. Do we have such a sense? If it is number, you have big, I have small, you have more, I have little. These. On the other way around, are we reading this telephone number as a number or digits? I have 20 mangoes. Will you say that I have 20 mangoes? Will you say that I have 459 mangoes? Or will you say it as 459? Telephone number කොහොමද කියන්නේ? What is the telephone number? 7 billion 5 එහෙමද කියන්නේ? Will you call that as a number? And a telephone number is to be treated as what? Numeric or text? Text, that is used for identification. I am asking, what is your telephone number? That is to identify, not to count. We don't use it for calculations as well. But these are for calculation. I am telling you, I have 4 mangoes, you have 20, then both of have 24. That's a number. Though we have digits here, this is still treated as text. Now you are clear. This may be the this time question. Don't treat telephone numbers as numeric. They are text. Why? Not going to use for calculations. Not representing quantities. Right. Somehow for this question, custom ID, mixed text and numbers, definitely is going to be a text value, not a number. Now you are clear. Right. Then the next question, the monthly electricity bill are generated using the meter readings to compute the unit used. Which tables are to be used to generate the monthly electricity bill for April? Monthly electricity bill are generated using the meter readings. Then which tables are used to generate the monthly electricity bill for April? April monthly bill. Here, definitely I have to go for usage. Usage says that this meter, the reading is there in usage. Is that enough to get the monthly reading, or do we need to go for the custom as well? This meter, this month reading, then for that reading is fine. But we don't know who the owner of that meter is. Customer. Is the usage table directly connected with the customer, or it's connected through the meter and coming here? What is the way to connect the customer? Usage has the meter ID connected with the meter here, and then the matching customer ID comes here. You understand that? Just to, we can calculate the bill using the usage only, but don't have the idea who owns that meter. Then in this case, right, the monthly electricity bills are generated using the meter readings. Monthly electricity bills are generated using the meter readings to compute the units used. Which tables are to be used to generate the monthly bill for April? In this question, are they talking about the user or only the bill and the amount? April is a month. Are they asking the person or the count, the bill value for April? No owner has to be, no owner is mentioned there. Right? So without the owner, then I don't want to go for the customer. With this table only, can I find April? Date is there. From there I can find April. Meter readings are there. Meter IDs are there. If so, can't I calculate the meters? Fine. And what is the table we need? Only the usage. I don't want to go for these. Why? The question doesn't inquire anything about users. If they inquire about the users, we need to have all the 3 tables. You are clear? We can't get the users only without having the meter. Right. Then in that point, here the answer is going to be the usage only. You have to read it, right? Then understand, is this inquiring everything, one only, whatever thing. Based on that, find it. Right. Then the next question 22. Which tables need to be updated when entering the next month meter reading? Which tables need to be updated when entering the next month meter reading? Which tables need to be updated when entering the next month meter reading? Next month reading. The question says that assume that new customer meters are not added. Next month reading add කරන්න මොන table එකද ඕන? Only the usage table, right? The meter and the date and the this thing. So no new meters, no new customers added. And now for that, the answer is going to be the usage only. But again, another doubt. Sorry, right? So then this question 21, the correct answer is custom and usage, the third one. No, not the third one. Sorry, fourth one. Yes.
දෙකේම රෙකෝඩින්ග්ස් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ කට්ටිය මීඩියා ලීව් කරනවා.
වෙන්නද වෙලා ගියා වැඩි ඉතින්. ඔව් ඔව්. කමන්නේ. මේ ඉවර කළා දාන්න.
පොටෙක් තියෙන්නේ.
ඔව්. තව එකයි තියෙන්නේ.
මම කවුන්ට් කරලා ඉන්නේ.
Right. Okay. Then there's a small another understanding issue. Now for the 21, it's going to be a meter and usage only. Now it depends, right? That's why I say that the question doesn't mean anything. So the monthly electricity bill are generated using the meter readings to compute units used. Hari, monthly electricity bills are generated using the meter readings to compute the units used. Which tables are to be used to generate the monthly electricity bill of April? But they don't talk about users. Still, to generate the monthly meter reading, they say that meter and usage. Here, meter and the usage. So then, here the meter and the usage. So then, from that we have to go for the customer. That's why they might have told that meter and usage both. Right. So then, in my side, I'm quite helpless at that moment. If they go for this one, they have to go for the customer as well. But that may be the reason. There's a small contradiction in my side. Right. That's the point. Right. Then somehow, if I repeat that, right. So question number 21, the monthly electricity bill are generated using the meter readings to compute the units. And now, to get the meter readings, definitely we have to go for the usage. Hari. Then to generate the monthly electricity bill preparation, they need the customers as well. We have to assume in that manner, right? The bill has to be posted to the customer, so we should know who the customer is. In that point, we have to reach the meter table as well. Thinking in that manner, if it is a valid bill, that common sense has to be with you. To calculate the usage, it's fine. Then to calculate the meter, the person we have to go for the custom ID as well. Right? So that's the reason why they have to consider usage as well as meter for this calculation. Right? Monthly electricity bill calculation, meter and the usage only. Right? Then even it doesn't have any answer with all the three. So then definitely we have to select this. Right. That's about 23 questions. Then 21 question, again the similar like that. So we'll do this question, the last question. I think I have dragged my session quite long. but giving you the brief idea as well as the paper questions. Right. There it says that question 17 to 19 based on the following partly shown database tables that are used to store the data about students, subjects and enrollment. This is about school, our usual environment. So students, subjects and the enrolled. Now you can get the quick idea. Student table, student ID is a primary key. Subject table, subject ID is a primary key having subject details, no duplication. Then enroll, student and the subject both are the composite. Clear? No issue at all. That's our usual logic. Then what should be the primary key of the enroll table? Enroll table is a primary key, both of them, student ID and the subject ID, right? I'll double check with the answers, otherwise there could be some confusions, right? Then the next one, what would be the foreign key in this database? There are two foreign keys, student ID and the subject ID. Subject ID in the subject table, no. Student ID in the student table, no. Date, subject ID in the enroll table, isn't that? So enroll table has the foreign keys, subject ID. Clear? Then Shane dropped the geography. Shane. So Shane, this is a person. Shane dropped geography. Shane is still in the school. He dropped his subject. Here we have the subjects, chemistry, physics, whatever thing. The enrollment is available here. And Shane is 1004, subject here. Then there should be a record here. Shane's detail is 1004 and doing geography, S004. Hurry. That has to be there, but they say that this is going to be dropped. Shane dropped the geography subject and enroll for political science subject. Which tables need to be updated? Now, should I update the student table? No. Shane is already available there. I don't want to update this. Political science, geography, still they are there. I don't want to do any update. And now which table has to be updated? Enrollment table. So we have to delete this record and add 104. Political science goes for S005. And now only the table enroll has to be updated. That's the answer. Right? Then the writing question. Right. Following are the partly shown database tables that are used to store details. Yes, the second paper. Partly shown database tables used to store, understand the background, used to store details about food items, purchase and suppliers, purchases and supplies of school canteen. School canteen. The canteen sells food items which are purchased from the suppliers. Canteen get food items from suppliers and they are being sold to the students. Then a table item, we have a table which is called as item, contains data of the items, right? Item table has items. F1, item name, selling price. And what is the primary key? Item ID. Then the purchase table, item ID, supply ID, purchase. Same item, you see that there's duplication. Different suppliers. And what is the primary key? Both will be the primary key, IDs. Then table supplier, supply ID, supply name, supply location. So supply ID is a primary key. Now you are clear. Only this is there as the ID and not going to get duplicated. Fine. Then the questions. Write down the primary key of the purchase table. Purchase table, what is the primary key? Purchase table, detect it, item ID and supply ID. Item ID and, or else we can say that and supply ID. Then write down the foreign key of the purchase table. Foreign keys, plural, of the purchase table. Purchase table, foreign keys. you know that this is connecting with item, supply is connecting this. Enang item ID and supply ID are the foreign keys. Write down the foreign keys of the purchase table, and we have to go for item ID as well as supplier ID. Then which tables need to be updated to accommodate the following? Now they still ask the same question, updating question. The supplier S004 changes his location to Rajagiri. Supplier changes location, supply location. Then supplier changes the location to Rajagiri. And that's only the supplier table, right? So no need to consider about food items and things like that. Only the supply is changing the location, so it's only the supplier table. That is the supplier table. Right. Then the canteen decides to increase the selling price of a fish roll to 80 rupees due to the 10 rupee price increase by the supplier. Enang fish roll price, selling price is going to be increased into 80 due to the 10 rupee increase by the supplier. Here supplier table need not to be used. Then this is the purchase table. This item and fish roll somewhere here, selling price is changing into 80. And we want to change definitely this into 80. Due to the increase of the supplier price. And fish roll F002 has to be supplied by the supplier, their supply price is also increased. Due to the increase of the supplying price by 10 rupees, this has to be increased by another 10. And now, fish roll, it is not mentioned here, F0002, that supplying price is also increased. And what are the updates? Purchase table as well as the item table. Item table has to be updated. Even purchasing is also increased since the supplier increased it by another 10 rupees. And there the answer is going to be purchase table as well as the item table. Purchase table and the item table. Harin. Right. Then the other one, a new supplier, Kamal, from Vellavatta starts supplying vegetable rolls to the school for 50 rupees. Write down the new records to be added to the relevant tables for the above change. And a new supplier is 008. And write down the table. And here we have to go for a supplier table definitely. Supplier table, new supply ID S008. Next one is the supplier Kamal. Then supply location is Vellavatta. Hare. Is supplying vegetable rolls to the canteen. Then there is a supply details in the table. Supplier, supply name and the location. I did it. And supplying vegetable rolls. That is the purchase table. So vegetable rolls are somewhere here. So I don't want to update the item. Vegetable rolls are there. Then I want to go for the purchase table. That supplier, that item, vegetable roll is F4, is supplied by this, the price. And the other update is the purchase table. There we have to go for the item. Purchase table item is the first name. Yes. Vegetable rolls are going to be F4 name. Vegetable rolls are going to be F004. Hari. And then the supplier, the new supplier S008. Supply that for how much? 50 rupees. Supply table. Right. This one, supplier and the 50 rupees. So then that's the next part. Then the last part of the question, what are the appropriate tables to be joined to write a query to find names of the supplier, supplier names who supply fish rolls to the canteen. Names of the suppliers are definitely we need to have the supplier table. A supplier table has the names, supply names are there, and fish rolls are available in the item table. Fish rolls are available in the item table. And item. Then what are the appropriate tables join? Write the query to find the names of suppliers who supply fish rolls. Then names of the fish rolls are available in the item table. Then those two tables are related here. Supplier here, these are the fish rolls, but they are being joined through the middle table. If so, we need to have all the three tables. I purchase this item, that means fish roll, F002, the supplier. We need to find the names of supplier. So, the two tables are not directly connected. Supplier table as well as the item table, they are not directly connected. So, connectivity is arranged through the middle table. And now we need to have all the table, including the purchase table as well. Right? So, then supplier table, item table, as well as the purchase table. Right. Then that's the last question of it. Right. Then I think we have done now. Today it's quite tired for you people, it seems that, rather than myself. Right. Normally for you people, don't know whether you are staying for this long time period for the classes, but in mine it's in the advanced level, it's not a big deal, right? So then in this manner, I have covered the database part as well. Then I think now this is not the total teaching. So thinking that you have done to a certain extent, and I want to improve your knowledge only. So then that's the effort I wanted. And then I think the session was quite successful. So giving you the shortcuts, giving you the brief idea how should you look at the questions in order to complete the database question. So we had the MCQs as well as the writing question. Right. Then that's fine. So I have a small plan of doing one another day as well. We'll see. Then there are I think doing the second paper first question. That means that 20 mark question is quite wide range question, may be quite comfortable for you, maybe an assistance. But there my plan is to do take 2 years of papers and discussing those questions with some theory background as well. If it is okay, you may reply me, even I'll put that message into the group, what type of areas you need to highlight. Based on that, I'll arrange my next session depending on your requests. Right. So I think that the work we did today is productive for you, and it's not a waste of the 3 hours that you have spent. I think not 3, even quite more than that. Yes, around 3 hours. And thank you for the participation with these distractions. Even in the YouTube, we had much more lagging and things like that. Then people somehow tolerate it, and I appreciate your presence. And if you get things from this free session, that's what our happiness, that's what our success is, right? So then hope you all to get big results in your O levels as expected, or even more than that. And then we'll meet from our next seminar depending on your requests, right? So I'll stop from here and use this remaining small time period productively, targeting onto your questions, your revising, aiming at the O-level exam. After finishing O-level, you may enjoy your life. Until then, use this limited time period entirely focusing on to your academics. Right? So I'll stop here. Hope to see you from the next day. Good night. Good luck. Ya, saya sawah. Ah.